Greetings, and welcome to Babylon with Vampa. I'm your host, Vampa, and hanging out with me as always is my good friend, Ded McMahon. What's going on with you this week, Ded?
My third wife is suing me for defamation.
Oh, you think you'll have a good defense on that?
I don't have a leg to stand on.
Oh, geez, Ded. Well, the best thing to do in this type of situation is to not let it get under your skin.
No problem.
My guest tonight is from Trax and Wax Music and Movies, which Vampa fans might recognize from A Scene and Occasion of Sin. He stars and produces the store's commercials. I'd like to introduce John the Walrus.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is John the Walrus, or the Master Walrus, or Mr. Walrus, depending on who you are. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you so much for showing up. And
Absolutely.
agreeing to come into my, I guess it's not that scary, but it could be to some people.
If the Trax and Wax commercials are anything to go by, I'll try anything once.
That's very true. I've watched them all. Well, not all of them. There's a few that I didn't get to, but I've watched quite a few of them. They were very entertaining. Tell me more about these videos. They're commercials for the store, right?
Yes. Sometimes they'll be advertisements. Sometimes they're just little skits. It all depends on what ideas we have, what's coming up, variety of things.
Mm-hmm. So I guess what made you decide to start doing this in the first place? Because you started doing this how many years ago?
Oh, God, it's probably been about 8 years now, and I wish I could tell you something otherwise, but it really started out of boredom.
Yeah.
We were bored at the store one weekend. I wasn't even supposed to be there. I was covering for somebody else. And I was bored, and I decided just to film something for their Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it was literally just, I'm going to start filming in 5 seconds. I grabbed like a DVD, a CD, a record. I didn't even put thought into what I had. And it was literally just, come down to Trax and Wax. We've got this, and we've got this, and we've got this. And then at the end, because we were near the food court inside Gibraltar,
mm-hmm.
I threw it out there that coming to our store was better than the Gibraltar food court because our store wouldn't give you food poisoning. And
that cracked me up.
The owner really loved that, and that was what started it. And then it was any time I was there after that, we had to do something.
Yeah.
And that was where it started.
And for those of you who maybe aren't local or don't remember or know, Gibraltar Trade Center was in Mount Clemens, and the food court was pretty infamous for its questionable food.
There was one time, longtime Gibraltar fans might remember this because I do. There was a pet store kind of thing there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that pet store.
Like, they had dogs and cats, and then they also had your more interesting things like snakes and tarantulas and what have you. And one time, all of the tarantulas escaped.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
And they found them in the food court.
Oh, my God. Well, I guess that's where they're going to go, right?
They're going to end up there eventually.
Oh, I wonder if any of them got served.
Why does this cheeseburger have 8 legs?
Yeah. This is a very interesting French fry. It kind of goes out in 8 different ways. I don't know. Yeah.
They didn't cut the potato all the way.
Yeah, it's crunchier than I expected. Yeah, I miss Gibraltar, to be honest. That was always a very interesting place to go, spend a couple hours, spend some money, and meet some characters.
Every time you walked around there was something different. You
Mm-hmm.
could go all 3 days in a weekend, and you would see something that you hadn't seen the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Very fun place. So then you guys moved to your current location in St. Clair Shores. That's been a while now, like 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up on 5 here, September, I think. September, October, somewhere in there.
And then all the videos are in there, or shot in there now, right?
Yes.
I think you had, well, there was one I watched where you were outside, but I don't know if that was a Trax and Wax video or just something you were doing aside from that? The trailer for the worst movie in the world?
Yes, we did. Everything is
funny.
filmed at the store except for we did do a silent film, which is actually filmed at my house in my backyard area.
What was is that one on your YouTube?
I think it is. If it's not, it is on our DVD, which you should totally check out.
Oh, you have a DVD?
We do. I didn't bring one with me, but we do have copies available at Trax and Wax. It's called Trax and Waxter Pieces. We did a silent film, and it was, I forget exactly what the rules were, but we filmed it, and myself and the owner of the store were like ninjas, and we're fighting each other. You have to see it. It's really something. But it ended up being that we couldn't enter it into, because we were going to enter it into like a independent filmmakers thing.
Okay.
And we couldn't enter it because even though our fake blood was extremely fake, their rules were that you couldn't have anything close to that. Because it was like, I want to say it was like a 18 and under film.
Okay.
So like you had to be 18 or under to make it. So it was, supposed to be more for kids or whatever, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of film festivals that will take older stuff. If you look around, you should, if you feel good about it, you should submit it some other places.
I think we've looked into that before. I don't know for sure, though, or not.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure.
A lot of the film festivals want them to be made within, like, the past year, but some of them are, like, if you made it, we want it. And they specifically want stuff that's, like, ultra low budget, like early, first-time filmmakers, stuff like that. So, you should look into that.
Definitely be interested in that, yeah.
Tell me about the creative process of making these videos. How do you prepare?
It's actually very interesting. If you've watched any of the Trax and Wax videos, it probably seems like a lot goes into it, but the honest truth is it starts with a very, very vague idea, and then it's 90% improvised.
Yeah.
Like the Star Wars video is a great example of this. The episode 7 was coming out, and somebody at the store said, we have a lot of Star Wars stuff. We should try and get people in here to buy the old movies because the new one's coming out. We were like, yeah, that's a logical idea. So in our group chat, they said, does anybody have any Star Wars related props like lightsabers or like blasters or whatever? And it was just decided, all right, next Tuesday, we're going to get together and film something. And that was literally it. We showed up. We were like, these are the props we have. What can we do? And it was just kind of made up on the spot from there.
So when you're thinking of your idea, obviously it's coming from a place of how do we get people interested in the store?
Yes.
First.
Yes.
Okay. And then, so your story comes from there. Like, we want to showcase these Star Wars toys and movies and things like that.
Right. So we'll have an idea, and then from there it'll be how much can we show off, and how ridiculous can it be? That's the two things we usually try for. Like, how much of the store and how much of the product can we show, even if it's just in the background and we don't reference it? How much different stuff can we show people? And then also, what's the most ridiculous thing we can do without the police being called to the store? We have discussed having a fire before because the fire station is across the street, but the owner told us that we couldn't. We were going to set the store on fire, but we couldn't.
It's like, they're right there. What's the big deal, Stefan? Come on.
Call them. They'll be here in 5 minutes before anything gets destroyed.
You don't even have to call them. They'll see the smoke. They'll be there.
Somehow they'll know something's going on.
Lighten up, Stefan. I'm kidding. The thing that kind of stood out to me is, and you said there's not a lot of really preparation. A lot of preparation that you do are the costumes. You usually seem like you have at least that going for you. Like you mentioned the first one. I think the first video you were kind of had that Western type shirt on and the hat, and you had the WWF belt, and it's like you kind of keep that going.
It's true. We do have somebody there now that has a lot of old costumes. They used to do something with a one of the littler TV stations around here. But then a lot of that is like, I just have a lot of junk in my closet.
Okay.
I enjoy like thrift shopping and that kind of stuff, and you can always find some instant classic stuff in there. So like a lot of that comes from there. But like the more professional costumes, there is a guy who has a lot of that stuff just like laying around at home.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you a lot of your creativity and like your characterizations, do you think are kind of led by the costumes you find and the fun stuff you find at the thrift store, or is it like vice versa? You get an idea of how you're gonna play, and then it's come up with stuff at the thrift store that matches it.
It's very much the idea first and then the costume. A lot of the times somebody will text me and they'll be like, so we've got a lot of country CDs and we need to get this stuff out of here. So we need you to come in and we need you to look like straight up Johnny Cash. And I was like, and I'll be like, all right, let me see what I have. What's the best I can do? Sometimes I'll see something that I know I can use at a video in the future, so it'll come home with me. Yeah. I was at a gas station one time, and they had these cowboy hats, and this cowboy hat was silver with, like, an American flag on it, and I was like, I would never wear that kind of hat in real life, but I know at some point I can do something with it at the store, so it's coming home with me. And then my brother actually bought one that was matching, and we do actually, unfortunately, wear them around. Because now we both got one, so we have to.
Yeah, now you're twins.
Right. Exactly.
What are some of your other like influences when you're coming up with? I mean the like. I mean, because you have your inspiration of like, okay, we need to sell this. But what are some of the things that inspire you and influence you in your joke writing and things like that? Because I noticed the wrestling thing. I notice kind of like sometimes your tones and the way that you characterize is very reminiscent of like an old infomercial. You know, what are some of the like I guess specifics and other things that you kind of like go for like that or think about when you're performing?
Sometimes it'll be like with the Star Wars one, there'll be something coming up that we want to take part in, like the Star Wars. We have an It video that was filmed right after the first It left theaters. Yeah. And we wanted to do something with that. But then other times there'll be a specific thing in the video that will cause the entire video to be made. There's a video where one of the guys at the store gets hit by a car. And that entire video exists because somebody said, wouldn't it be funny if we ran you over with a car? And then it was, all right, so now we need a video. So in some cases, it might seem like a joke is being shoehorned in, but with us, a lot of the cases are that the video is being shoehorned in because we can't just run somebody over with a car and post it. It's got to have something else to it. So sometimes it'll be an actual case of we want to sell something, and then other times it'll just be we want to do something ridiculous and we need a video. So just talk about the store for a minute, and then we'll get to the good part.
Then you get to do your joke. Exactly. Okay, so it's like you guys kind of just like hang out, come up with like goofy ideas, and then it's like, all right, we like this one. Let's film it.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody'll have a ridiculous idea, and we'll at least give it a try. So if somebody has something and they send it in the store's group chat, then most likely somebody somewhere will remember it, and it'll be something that'll happen eventually.
This is a great segue for my next question. I have to ask for you to tell me about Pigman.
Pigman, the legend himself. So originally, there really wasn't going to be reoccurring characters. And eventually it was decided that we had this pig mask in the store. We should have it be a character. And it was going to be like a one-off thing. Pigman's first appearance, I asked somebody if we clean CDs at the store, which they do. And that's the cue for Pigman to walk out from behind this wall or something, and he's got a CD in this hand and some sandpaper in this hand, and he grinds this CD like this, and then walks back behind the wall. And originally, that was it. That was going to be the whole of Pigman. And then we get to another video, and we really wanted to advertise that we clean CDs for people, so Pigman made a second appearance. And again, he walks out from behind. I think he had like a cape on this time. He walks out from behind something, and he scratches the CD a little bit and then goes back. And then for the Star Wars video, Pigman actually became a main character because it's advertised that he's our best customer. And then from there, he appeared in a lot of different stuff. He steals the bikini posters from me in the one video. When I'm Santa Claus, he's like my elf kind of thing. The funny thing is, Pigman is usually played by the same person. I won't say who it is.
I was going to ask you who it was, but that's a secret?
That's a secret.
Ooh,
but
mystery.
The thing is, it's not a secret, though, because Pigman's clothes don't change. So if the person playing Pigman is standing next to me not playing Pigman, and he's wearing a yellow flannel shirt, then Pigman is going to be wearing a yellow flannel shirt, and people come to the store and ask who Pigman is. Nobody notices!
Wow. This is like, well, you gave it away, but this is good. This is kind of like the Paul is dead, like
exactly
a little bit to look for.
Exactly.
Look out if you're watching those videos. Find out who Pigman is.
Sometimes, I will say, on occasion, there have been times where Pigman and his actor appear on screen together. In those moments, obviously, that guy is not Pigman.
There's another actor.
But 90% of the time, Pigman is that guy. So if you watch real closely, you can figure it out.
There's your assignment. Kiddies, do it and let us know in the comments.
Yeah, you like, comment, subscribe.
Yes. So, do you have more commercials coming up? More videos coming? What do you got coming up next?
There is talk of more commercials. There's always talk of more commercials. I think we're gonna do one for Labor Day. I think that's the next holiday coming up, isn't it?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. I always get the two mixed up. Thank you. Memorial Day. There is a commercial coming up that they want to do. I don't think we have any plans for it right now, but that is the case. However, there is, since you just asked about Pigman, there is a Pigman movie in the works. Basically, like I said, Pigman was never going to be a reoccurring character. But because he is, we thought it would be interesting if we explored a potential backstory of Pigman. We have this movie script written. It's going to be a full-length movie, and we've been working on it since before COVID, actually. And we basically have the script all written. We just need to get everybody who's going to be in it together and have like a script reading and make sure everybody is cool with what the person that they're probably going to be playing is going to be doing. It's very, very interesting. There's a lot of stuff in that script. We push it pretty far, definitely farther than we've ever pushed it in a Trax and Wax commercial. So this is
like a biopic about Pigman, essentially, right?
Essentially, yes. Wow. Essentially, yes.
That's very interesting. I mean, I can see how you would take this character and run away with it, because I was watching it and he shows up and it's kind of like, what? And then he just keeps showing up and he's like kind of in it more and more. So I mean, I'm pretty invested in Pigman, and I'm interested to know where he comes from and why he is, because he seems a little bit like an abomination. So I have to imagine there's some.
There is a tragic backstory. Yeah. Maybe a happy ending. Maybe not. That part's pretty up in the air as of right now. But there is a tragic backstory. Pigman lives a wild life.
Yeah. And so I was going to ask what like your inspiration for that is, but essentially the inspiration for Pigman was to use the mask in the store, right? And then he just kind of took up a life of his own, essentially.
Yes. The funny thing about the Pigman mask is that it's somebody actually traded it in.
Really?
And it's a very cheap mask. Somebody probably paid $5 for this mask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's being held together with some tape, and we have bought a replacement one, actually, because the original has to be preserved. The replacement is slightly different. I think it's got eyebrows or something.
Yeah.
I forget exactly, but it was on Amazon, and we bought like 20 of them.
Yeah. You better stock up on them.
Exactly. But that's all the original Pig Mask was. Somebody brought in CDs and DVDs and was like, I might get an extra $1 for this, and threw the Pig Mask in with their box. And for some reason, we took it, and history.
Yeah. So Pigman will have the same look then for this, or is he gonna?
I think Pigman will be consistent in this, yes.
Okay.
He should look roughly the same. And he is being played by his original actor.
All right. We'll have to look out for that. So when are you going to start production on this? And when's it going to be done? When do we think we can see it?
Filming is supposed to start this fall. As far as when it'll be out, maybe next year, 2023, 2024-ish. There's a lot of stuff that we're going to try and put into this. We want to do a car chase. We're going to have...
Wow.
Pigman is going to be the villain of the movie, I will say.
Mm-hmm.
A couple characters are going to be killed off in very, very dramatic ways.
Fun.
There is going to be... We have reached out to somebody to get original music written for the movie, so that we're putting as much into this as we can, so it might take a little while to come out. But guarantee it'll be worth it.
Cool. This is kind of like maybe a second thought I just had, or a thought I just had right now. Can you tell us anything more about the plot? Without spoilers, obviously.
Yes, I can, actually. This is what I will tell you about the plot of the movie. One time, we accidentally left the script of our movie at the restaurant that we were writing it at, and when we went back the next time to write more, they put us in a corner and didn't wait on us for a half hour. And when somebody went to get somebody to wait on us, that person then said, I will find somebody. Not, I'll be right over to take your order. I will find somebody else to do it. That's what I can tell you about our movie script.
Okay.
It scared an entire restaurant full of employees.
So the audience, general audience watching Vampa right now will probably like it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm surprised they haven't asked you to be in it, actually, have they?
No, they haven't, but I had talked to, I forgot who I talked to now. Whenever I go into the store, I usually end up having an hour conversation with anyone who's there because everyone who works there is awesome. But yeah, I think I might have talked to Christian at length about it. Okay. Yeah. And I did say, anything you need, let me know. So, acting or whatever. I'm excited to see it. And obviously, if you guys want my help, I'd be excited to help too.
We need as many people as possible, so I'm sure you'll be in it eventually.
Yeah. Are you going to be doing like a casting call at all for other people?
I believe so, yes. I believe once we have the script written, because there have been people who have expressed interest in being it. We have like our core employees and stuff, and the people who are really, really, always at the store and stuff. Most of them have been involved, and then I'm pretty sure they do plan on like putting it out there that anybody else who wants to be involved can be as well. I don't know that for sure, but I'm assuming, because every time we get together and talk about it, it's funny because we have like a list of props that we need, and then the bottom of the list of props is more people.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You always need more people. It's like never enough.
Exactly.
When you're making a movie.
Exactly.
Never enough.
There's the scene like where Pigman at some point is going to have his own cult. So like we need lots and lots of people to be in the Pigman cult. I know that's going to be a good chunk of the extras are going to be the cult of Pigman.
Oh yeah, that's a fun role too, to play a cult member.
It's going to be interesting. There's going to be like I won't spoil it. I won't say anything, but there's definitely some interesting stuff that's going to happen with the cult in the cult scenes.
Yeah. Well, I would be disappointed if it didn't. A Pigman cult, come on. It's going to have to be pretty messed up and upsetting.
I'm pretty sure if I remember the last time we script wrote, the Pigman cult is going to get together and they're going to do something to his dad. I don't remember if they kill his dad or what, but something bad happens to Pigman's father.
I don't even know if I should ask, but is Pigman's father a Pigman too?
No.
Is he a pig?
Pigman's father is 100% human.
Ooh, okay. Maybe I'll stop asking questions then and just wait to see it unfold on the screen.
The movie opens up with that, so it's right there.
Okay. Yikes. I'm you know, this is like getting to be a little bit of like I'm pretty anxious to see it, like in the same way I am the new David Cronenberg movie. I'm gonna be kind of grossed out here, but you know, I like being. That's not bad. I like that, so that's good.
It's definitely in a league of its own.
So, are you gonna be doing? I don't think I asked this. You're gonna be doing like different little short videos in the meantime, right? And
yes.
Commercials and stuff like that. Yeah, you said you're gonna do the Memorial Day one, and that's on your YouTube?
Yes, that is on my YouTube channel. As of right now, Trax and Wax doesn't have one of its own, but I believe they're working to make one. I think the last time that I was in there and we spoke about it, I know that there was talk of it.
And then Trax and Wax has a Instagram and a Facebook, right?
Yes, Instagram and Facebook. They used to have a Twitter, but it's not active anymore. But they post on Facebook and Instagram pretty regularly.
Yeah, good post where like someone goes through all the stuff that's new. I love when people do that.
Yep, the flip throughs. I know there's one every Friday. I think they do them throughout the week, but I know for sure there's one every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, look out for Pigman coming hopefully sometime next year in 2023. Yep. And be sure to give the Trax and Wax Instagram and the Facebook and the YouTube a follow and a like and a comment wherever you do on social media. And I'll post those links for everyone in the description of the video. I want to thank John the Walrus so much for being my guest here on Babylon with Vampa.
Thank you for having me. You can also follow me on everything at the Master Walrus, unless I've changed it. I don't think Twitter's that anymore, but I don't use Twitter. So follow me at the Master Walrus.
All right. Thank you. We'll see you next time.